And good morning, everybody. Welcome to today. It's a Friday morning. There is so much going on. It's a lot to wake up to. It's extraordinary. The president and first lady have announced that they have both tested positive for the coronavirus.
It was a dizzying few hours. It started with word that Hope Hicks, who's one of the president's closest advisors, had contracted the virus.
And she has been traveling a lot with the president this week. She flew on Air Force One to and from Tuesday's debate. Again, on Wednesday, she boarded Marine One, that's the president's helicopter, with the president's inner circle to attend a rally in Minnesota. And it is after that event when Hicks apparently began to show symptoms and isolated herself.
And then at 10:44 last night, the president tweeted that he and his wife were awaiting test results and beginning the quarantine process. And then 2 hours later, there was another tweet from the president, and it revealed this: their tests were positive.
We've also heard from the president's physician overnight. He says Mr. Trump and the first lady are both resting, but well, in his words, and he expects the president to continue carrying out his duties without disruption while recovering.
We have a lot to walk you through. Everything we know, the concerns for the president's health and the impact on the country, on the economy, and also on the campaign.
Let's get started with the White House. NBC's Peter Alexander is there. Peter, good morning to you.
Savannah and Hoda, good morning to both of you. This is a jarring headline. The President of the United States, Donald Trump, the most powerful man in the world, and the First Lady, both testing positive for the coronavirus. This morning, it is still unclear exactly how and when they were exposed to it. The President and First Lady now isolating here at the White House and the residence behind me, with all public events canceled.
In an extraordinary and stunning announcement overnight, President Trump delivering his own diagnosis on Twitter. Tonight, the First Lady and I tested positive for COVID-19. We will begin our quarantine and recovery process immediately. We will get through this together. Melania Trump with a tweet of her own: "We are feeling good and I've postponed all upcoming engagements." The president's physician reporting President Trump is well, but did not indicate whether the president was experiencing symptoms, saying the president and Mrs. Trump plan to remain home within the White House during their convalescence, adding, "Rest assured, I expect the president to continue carrying out his duties without disruption while recovering." Still, the announcement throwing the future of the country's leadership into uncertainty. Late Thursday, the president speaking by phone to Fox News, confirming that one of his closest advisors, Hope Hicks, had become infected by the virus.
She tested positive. She's a hard worker, a lot of masks. She wears masks a lot, but she tested positive.
And revealing that he and the First Lady were awaiting their own coronavirus test results.
I just went out with a test. I'll see what, because we spent a lot of time, and the First Lady just went out with a test also. So whether we quarantine or whether we have it, I don't know.
Hicks is regularly in close contact with the president, seen here without a mask at his Pennsylvania rally last Saturday. Flying on Air Force One to Tuesday's debate in Cleveland, again no mask. And on Wednesday, traveling with the president to a rally in Minnesota. A source telling NBC News Hicks tested negative the morning of the Minnesota trip, but began showing minor symptoms that evening. She was quarantined on Air Force One for the return flight to Washington. The president suggesting service members and law enforcement officials may have given her the virus.
It's very, very hard when you are with people from the military or for law enforcement, and they come over to you and they want to hug you and they want to kiss you, because we really have done a good job for them. And you get close and things happen.
In a pre-recorded speech to the Al Smith charity dinner Thursday, President Trump contradicted his own public health experts, insisting the virus would soon be in the rearview mirror.
The end of the pandemic is in sight.
The president, who's been reluctant to embrace social distancing and masks, at the debate just days earlier, saying this.
Look, I have a mask right here. I put a mask on, when I think I need it. Tonight, as an example, everybody's had a test, and you've had social distancing and all of the things that you have to, but I wear masks when needed. When needed, I wear masks.
Okay, let me ask.
I don't wear masks like him. Every time you see him, he's got a mask. He could be speaking 200 feet away from it. He shows up with the biggest mask I've ever seen.
Overnight, we heard from the Vice President, Mike Pence. The last time we know that he and President Trump were together was this past Tuesday, 48 hours before the president tested positive. The two were in the Oval Office together. The Vice President and his wife on Twitter sending their love and prayers to the president and first lady. Savannah and Hoda?
Peter, let's talk about the testing because there is frequent testing at the White House for anybody who is around the president, and presumably that took place this week. Hope Hicks reportedly had a negative test Tuesday and Wednesday, but then positive on Thursday. How would this have shaken out?
Well, you're right. So we are told that all senior staff, those who are with the president most frequently, that they are tested every day, as well as guests who are going to be in close contact with him for an event or whatever other meetings he may be hosting. At this point, we do not know whether any other staffers besides Hope Hicks are currently infected right now. As for the president's day-to-day, the only remaining item on his schedule, according to the White House, is a phone call on COVID-19 support to vulnerable seniors. Savannah and Hoda?
All right, Peter, thank you. There's a lot to unpack there. There's a medical story. There's a politics story. There's a national security story.